Imagine a sprawling construction site. Heavy machinery is moving, hundreds of workers are on the clock, and then a massive pipe bursts, or the client suddenly changes the foundation design. The physical work grinds to a halt. These delays are often completely outside of the contractor's control, yet every idle day pushes the project further past its strict deadline. To manage this, contracts provide two specific safety nets. The first is an extension of time, or EOT. This legally grants the builder extra days to finish the project without suffering the penalty fines usually triggered by a late finish. The second safety net is a loss and expense claim. Even when no progress is being made, the contractor still has to pay for crane rentals, site security, and staff salaries. This claim is designed to reimburse those specific overhead costs. While an extension of time protects a contractor from liquidated damages, the loss and expense claim is the mechanism for recovering the mounting daily costs of a site that is standing still. We can see the consequences of this system in the case of Sunisa SDNBH versus the government of Malaysia. During this project, the contractor was granted over 500 days in extensions of time due to client-requested design changes. This table shows the financial fallout of that 500-day delay. Between recurring site expenses and preliminary costs, the contractor incurred nearly $12 million in verified overhead while waiting. But despite approving the extra days, the client rejected the $11.9 million invoice. The contractor's math was accurate and the costs were real, but the entire claim was denied based on a single procedural requirement. It raises a difficult question. How can the legal system allow millions of dollars in legitimate business expenses to be erased over a rule of paperwork? For a contractor on the ground, the primary duty is to physically fix the problem. When a site is in crisis, the instinct is to manage the crews and stabilize the build, not to step away and draft administrative notices. There is also a logical argument for waiting. A contractor cannot know the final cost of a delay until the client officially confirms how many days of EOT will be granted. To them, early paperwork is often just guesswork. From the employer's perspective, however, the priority is budget control. They are managing public or corporate funds and cannot account for millions of dollars in surprised invoices that only appear 2 years after the fact. This is why the contract requires a strict early warning. If the client knows a design change will trigger millions in extra costs, they can choose to modify or cancel the change before the money is spent. The conflict stems from a structural friction, the unpredictable nature of physical construction versus the employer's need for financial certainty. The legal concept that settles this clash is known as a condition precedent. Clause 44.1 of the contract stated the contractor shall within 30 days of a delay give written notice to claim expenses. The contractor missed this deadline. As this timeline shows, they waited until the project's end, long after the 30-day window closed. In this context, the court interprets the word shall as a mandatory legal requirement, not a flexible guideline. A condition precedent acts as a gateway. If a contractor fails to pass through it on time, their legal entitlement to payment never materializes, regardless of how real the underlying expenses are. While the judge expressed an understanding of the chaotic reality on a job site, the final verdict was in favor of the employer. The $11.9 million claim was dismissed. The court's reasoning is that they are bound to enforce the clear language of the agreement. They will not rewrite a contract to save a party from the consequences of failing to follow the procedures they agreed to. The primary takeaway for the industry is that massive claims rely on timely communication. Without a paper trail that matches the contract's timeline, the work performed on site loses its legal protection. To protect their margins, contractors must separate site management from administrative compliance. This means using automated alerts for notice deadlines and treating the paper trail as a high-priority deliverable. In modern infrastructure, mastering the paperwork is just as critical as mastering the concrete. Meeting notice requirements is how you secure the payments you've already earned on the ground.